Hi guys, I was requested on my channel to make a feral druid guide, and I don't have a problem with that. But to begin with, first thing that you're going to need is a glyph. The glyph of Savage Roar is going to be your most important glyph for feral DPS, just PvE and PvP. Because whenever you open with Rake or Shred, while prowling, you get a 5 combo point Savage Roar. And if we go over here and look at Savage Roar increases the damage done by 40% for all of your abilities, and that's really good. You have to have that up at all times. Now with the glyph, you instantly get 42 seconds of it, and that is just so simple and easy, and it helps you a lot. Used to, the glyph was not as powerful, but it still kind of helped, but now it's good. You need that one. If we're going to take a look at my other glyphs, I have the glyph of Ferocious Bite, which heals me for a decent amount. Whenever I have the max amount of energy used in Ferocious Bite, it heals me for about a 13,000, which is really good supplemental healing, especially whenever you're berserking. The last one I have is glyph of Cat Form, which increases the healing I take while in Cat Form by 20%. I decided to take this one over Ninth Life because you have to choose either of the or, which I really wish it wasn't like that, because I would take Ninth Life over Ferocious Bite. But Ninth Life is also really good, but I chose the healing because I'm always healing myself. Now, in the event that you had a really good dedicated healer, you might want to go for Ninth Life, but since I'm the only one healing myself at this point, I'm going for the extra 20% healing. Now to continue with the opener. Obviously, first thing you do is you start stealth. I'm going to use this target dummy here. So you basically always want to rake in the beginning. When you rake, it's going to give you that 5 combo point Savage Roar, which is really important. Also, rake is going to give you a bleed over time effect and stun the target for 4 seconds. Really good. The only time that you would want to use Shred in the beginning is if you're playing with a rogue, per se, and he opens with a cheap shot. But honestly, if you're playing with a rogue, what should happen is you rake and he uses Garrote to silence the target. Okay, continuing, I'm just going to go ahead and show y'all. You start with Rake, coming out of stealth. Next you Shred until you get 5 combo points. Once you get those 5 combo points, you hit Tiger's Fury, which increases your damage done by 15%. That's important. So you hit Tiger's Fury, and do a Rip, and do one more Rake. And at this point, we call that having full bleeds on the target, which will do a lot of damage. If we take a look at that damage, doing about 5,000 with the Rake, and my Rip is doing, well, it just hit a 12,000 right there. I've seen my Rip hit up to 20,000 on PvE targets. It does hit a lot. Now remember, feral druids are a bleed class. One good thing about them, though, is that they don't rely heavily on their bleeds, but it is really, really good supplemental damage. It's going to do just as much, if not more damage, than your Ferocious Bite and Shred spams. So, I'm going to show you all that in real time. First you Rake, get 5 combo points, got it, Tiger's Fury, Rip, then Rake again. Then from this point, you can make your decision. It's PvP. It's always going to be changing. I'm just going to go ahead and get 5 more combo points. And now that I have those 5 combo points, I want to get a really powerful Ferocious Bite. And that takes up 50 energy whenever you use a really powerful Ferocious Bite. Now if we look at the Ferocious Bite tooltip, what it does is it takes up more energy than what it costs if you have that energy available. And that in turn grants you more damage. Now to me, it is definitely always going to be worth it to grab that extra damage at the cost of extra energy. Especially because of this glyph. Remember, this glyph does heal. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a 5 combo point guy here. And I'm going to go ahead and Ferocious Bite. That healed me for a 20,000. That is very, very good. And just to give you a really good idea of how that works and how that looks whenever I'm actually in PvP combat, we have, I'm going to start out with a rake, of course. Shred, shred, target still stunned, not 5 combo points yet. Got it, now I gotta rip, rake, put on my Cenarian Ward, because he's looking at me, he's not stunned anymore. Next I'm gonna hit Rejuvenation, so watch these heals. There we go. And then I'm gonna actually wait for my energy to come up so that I can Berserk. So once I hit Berserk, watch these heals that come through. I gotta make sure my bleeds stay on. There we go, 20,000. Again, that's my second 20,000. I don't have Rip, so I'm gonna put Rip back on. Hit Tiger's Fury for more damage, and then another Ferocious Bite for another 20,000 damage. Or healing, sorry. And that's 17,000 healing right there from that one. All the while, I have Rejuvenation ticking, and every time I Ferocious Bite, I have the opportunity to cast Healing Touch on myself, which can hit 70,000s without Heart of the Wild. And then you also get Cenarian Ward, which will heal you ridiculously whenever you are attacked. Cenarian Ward is by far the most powerful heal right now, and I'm pretty sure that applies to all classes. So, if we want to take a look at this in a arena, it actually changes only slightly based on what you're going against. We'll just have to see what we're going against here. Since I don't have any editing software, this is all real time. Sorry guys. Going against an Arms Death Knight, an Arms Warrior, and a Retribution Paladin. Probably gonna have to hit the Warrior first. Gonna ask this guy. This Death Knight that I queued with. Paladin's problem with going on them in the beginning is they got this bubble, and there's no point in going all ham on the Retribution if he's just gonna bubble you off. It's like a fly swatter. Anyway, start stealth, of course. Got the ret on my focus. We're heading in to attack the Warrior. I'm gonna do the same rotation like I've always done. So, one thing that I want to do is get this this Death Knight out there first, because I don't want to get stunned during my opener. It's just pretty negative. And you can watch the team we're going against is very aware of that. And what's going to happen is as soon as I open on that Warrior, I'm going to get stunned by the Paladin, and I want to avoid that. They're playing pretty smart right now. Just have to wait and see what happens. They're not separated yet. Okay, now I can go. Got that Recklessness off. Doing everything I'm supposed to do. I didn't get my bleeds off. Looks like they switched to me, of course. Put my survival instincts. I need to get my full bleeds off. That's the most important thing. Okay, got it. Now I can heal myself. Got the full bleeds. And it's time to CC the Paladin. I got rebukes, of course. Whoa, I need to watch out. Okay, guess I died. I wasn't healing myself. See what this Death Knight's got in him. Yeah, in that situation, I should have popped Heart of the Wild just right off the bat. It's pretty important against these double DPS teams. Kind of surprised he wants to queue again. I sucked that one up. World of Warcraft now, as opposed to Mists of Pandaria, has gotten a lot more spammy and a lot more quicker in PvP, and I don't really like it, honestly. But I'm just gonna go with it. Right now I am playing one of the more overpowered classes in Warlords of Draenor. However, I will put the Paladin over the Feral Druid because they have a lot more immediacy towards their damage. And now we're going against the same comp. Instead of trying to tell y'all what I'm going to be doing, y'all can just watch because I can't do both at the same time. Gonna be on the Paladin. This is the same people. Okay, that went a lot better than last time. Gonna actually leave the arena. Pretty good death knight, but I gotta leave. I will do one more recap of what you're supposed to be doing. Okay. Getting on these training dummies. Remember, you're always supposed to be behind the target at all times. Rake, shred, shred up to 5 combo points. If you need a Tiger's Fury early, go ahead, shred, shred. Now I got my rip off. Go ahead and reapply Rake to benefit from the extra 15% damage. And then from this point, you want to either heal yourself, whatever you can do, CC the other target. You can't really CC these things, but... and head back in. At this point, you want to pop your Berserk. If you're wanting to get the kill, hit the Berserk and go Berserk. Get your 5 combo points, Ferocious Bite, 5 combo points, Ferocious Bite. All the while, you have to make sure that you're continuing to hold the Savage Roar and your bleeds on the enemy target. Also, it's a great idea to just get in the habit of fairy firing, because it makes it to where the enemy can't turn invisible. Of course, that's only useful against rogues, mages, and druids, but it's useful. Just get into the habit of it. It doesn't cost anything. And that's pretty much it. If y'all have any particular questions, please leave them in the comments, and I'll be happy to address them. In the future, there's going to be videos about just PvPing, survival, 1v2ing, and all that kind of stuff. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see y'all later.